Welcome back to the 24-hour show. Thank you so much for joining us. It's your girl Brittany here with
Eddie. It's February 3rd, Monday. We're ready to get back into it. Welcome back to the 24-hour show. Today we're going to go ahead and start right off. Let me go ahead and get you guys going with the indices. Yep, we got S&P 500. Not too bad. It was down a little bit. NASDAQ climbed back. Bitcoin's up. We're actually not doing too bad compared to what Sunday was showing us. Sunday was showing us a bloodbath. So I'm glad that market's not doing so bad. It looks like for now we are safe from the tariff stuff. Looks like Trump went ahead and postponed our tariffs for about 30 days, at least for Mexico, right?
More so, it's looking like these countries are willing to cooperate with us and kind of bend the knee a little bit. So they saved themselves, I'd say.
Yeah, we got Unusual Whales post right here. Breaking: Trump has said, "I just spoke with the President Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico. It was a very friendly conversation, wherein she agreed to immediately supply 10,000 Mexican soldiers on the border separating Mexico and the United States." And this tweet is just gonna kind of be copy and pasted every time a country and these tariff trade wars happen. There's gonna be, hey, we're starting tariffs, and then you're gonna see a post like this from Unusual Whales that says the country is now obliging. So we've got basically Canada agreeing to some stuff at the north. We got Mexico agreeing to stuff at the south, and the trade war seems to be postponed for now.
Except for China, they are not as go along, get along as China and Canada seem to be. Trump's demands for Canada, China, and Mexico are to appoint a fentanyl czar, reinforce the border with new choppers, technology, personnel, send 10,000 personnel to the border, list cartels as terrorists, and in Canada, launch a Canada-U.S. Joint Strike Force to combat organized crimes, fentanyl, and money laundering. So this is huge. It seems like he's just absolutely sick of cross-border crimes affecting the U.S., and now it's time to pay.
Fentanyl is responsible for a lot of young people's deaths. So I think that's like a big thing right there. It's almost like a deliberate attack on America when you're attacking the youth. Because that's the future. So I understand that part. I also understand doing the cartels like terrorists, because the only way to actually get real soldiers to these situations is to know that it's an act of war without actually declaring war. So if you're fighting terrorists, you can put soldiers there. Other than that, you would have to just stick with your regular border patrols and law enforcement in those areas. So
it was kind of like a silent war for a little bit. Nobody really saying anything, but obviously we have so many black swans happening from other countries that are affecting us, and now it seems like times are going to be changing soon. As I mentioned, China is not looking as friendly, and the 10% tariffs will go up if we can't make a deal. And they are set to impose retaliatory tariffs on U.S. oil and agriculture equipment. So we will continue reporting on that.
I still wonder how much of this is retaliatory. Everyone keeps saying that, but from the vantage point that I've heard from President Trump and J.D. Vance is that America is being taken advantage of, and there's obviously some unfairness going on when it comes to our trade. And so to get things back going on a fair level, I think that's why we are now putting our foot down. You can't really negotiate any other way except for tariffs. If you want to negotiate and be a bully, you can go to war and maybe try to fight this type of thing, but
everybody speaks money. You got to hit them where it hurts, and tariffs are the first step towards that.
It's diplomatic in a sense. It's better than war for sure. No one's dying, so
I agree with that. And Trump is trying to make a point that we don't need these other countries for say Canada, for our energy manufacturing, for cars. We don't need them. And Trump is saying we actually have the best and the brightest here in the States. He just appointed Chris Wright, former CEO of Liberty Energy and Oklo board member, to be the energy secretary.
Do you think that any of this could affect Robinhood?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All of it. I think Oklo is about to be in for some good earnings. I think Liberty Energy is going to possibly do a lot for the country right now. So it's going to be very eventful. But as you mentioned, Hood, let's talk about what Hood just released, because as we see, they have just been going release after release this year. End of Q4, right into Q1, another day of release. What are we releasing today?
They released for us a pro football event contract. So you guessed it. A lot of people did guess it after election. They went ahead and said, we want Super Bowl contracts. To be honest, I'm not much of a fan. So right off the bat, like, are you a fan of these event contracts, or how do you feel about
I
them?
love the event contracts. I actually do. For things that are political, things that have to do with our economy, not so much for sports betting. That is really not the direction that I was hoping to see Robinhood
You know where this
going.
does make sense is if you own Madison Square Garden, MSGS, you own any of those sports tickers, doing a sports bet in that situation could actually make sense for someone hedging their portfolio.
My biggest issue with in my own personal life for that is all the players have announced that it's scripted. The NFL is scripted. So betting on things that we already, have likely outcomes, it just doesn't seem that on brand. But I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, actually, I have a post right here. Let's see if I can pull it up. Let's look at what Hood did because it plummeted on Sunday due to the tariff news. It actually plummeted to like 46, I think.
I love that we call 46 a plummet.
Yeah, it's a plummet now. That's the new plummet. You left the 50 club, you went back to the 40. So right now we're looking good. We're at 52. And, overnight markets aren't aren't too busy except for Sundays like that when tariffs have been announced and stuff. So I think you were right. Hood will benefit from a lot of this tariff stuff just because the volatility, people want to trade, people put money in for the opportunities, people get scared, they pull the money out, they're trading. That volume creates a lot of money for Robinhood, obviously. So let's go ahead, let's look at these football contracts. Notice they call it Pro Football Championship. That's because these guys actually, let me move this over so we can see us. So this is actually KC versus PHI. They didn't put Philly, they didn't put Kansas City, they didn't put
the Eagles.
They didn't put Super Bowl or NFL. So this contract is an event contract. For those that don't know, this is actually going to be a partnership with Kalshi.
Which is pretty cool. That's a very cool announcement to have. Kalshi has been making waves, and now that crypto is being taken more seriously by the government, it seems that this partnership is going to be very lucrative.
I found Kalshi in 2022. I was like, oh, this is a new asset class, and I shared it, got like 4 likes on it, regular stuff. Follow me at Ed Monies on X for more early info like this. These event contracts are really cool because you are able to hedge important events, usually with a contract that's a yes or a no. In this situation, Robinhood is only selling yes contracts, and you can only buy it for one team. So it's you're either buying a yes for Philly or a yes for Kansas City, and
which is basically the same as the presidential election we had. Let us know if you bet on that. Let us know in the comments.
And you know what? It's a great branding, though. I don't like the sports thing, but Robinhood is so good at designing this stuff. When they did the elections, it sets itself up. Republicans versus Democrats, red versus blue. Football's the same situation. An event's happening. They got this green, this red. It's on the football field. Like, they know how to market it. The design is perfect. They know how to pull it into a Robinhood feel where this makes it very easy. The cool thing about this is I think they're only making like 0.01 cents per contract. So,
wow.
And then if you win on your contract, you're winning $1 per contract. So
I like that fee structure.
Yeah, so if it's always kept at $1, and so if you're buying one for 55 cents, the other one will be selling for 45 cents. And since you can only buy one, when you win, you end up winning the full $1 to your contract, or 0 if you pick the losing team.
I like that there's no hedging your bets on this one.
No, you couldn't edge your bets on the last one either. You couldn't buy two of the contracts. They only allow you to buy one.
Yeah, I like that. I
Yeah,
like that you're not allowed. It's either
you're not doing like a parlay.
you're convicted or you're not. Exactly.
I
This
mean,
isn't stake website. This isn't any just gambling betting kind of thing. But this
let
is
me let me
not.
explain my thesis on that though, because here I have a post right here. Here I'll just go ahead and read it. Everyone wants Hood to do sports betting, but it's not a good idea. The event contracts from the election were profitable for Robinhood and exciting for users. It allowed investors to hedge their portfolios against election risk. Imagine owning tons of Tesla and Kamala won. This led to people assuming sports gambling would be rolled out and hope for a Super Bowl event contract. So Hood just shook off their stigma of being a casino app and being a future generational wealth management platform. I do like the event contracts for portfolio hedging, and it's a strong tool for Robinhood to leverage events in the future. Hood could add economic indicators or corporate news to their prediction markets for gold users and include events such as federal interest rates, tariffs, court cases, yada yada. This post actually I did before they released this, so that's the funny thing is my timing was perfect. I knew the Super Bowl might come, and I wanted to get my opinion out there before everyone else did. And yeah, everyone's not going to agree with this, especially my hood family, whether you're an investor or just a user, because a lot of people are degenerates. That's why people are attracted to the gamification. They're attracted to the casinos, the crypto, the fast money. Unfortunately, it's not sexy and cool to get rich slow, So
Well, hopefully, if they come for the casino, they stay for the long term investing and the compounding.
and I think that's what the idea is the looks on this. You're gonna get all these Super Bowl eyes. You're gonna get first time users trying to bet on this. This game is obviously a reputable broker, Robinhood, and they're the most known broker that's gonna be offering this. So that's like it's all good. Yeah, you can only buy the one team contract.
Whether you like it or not, they are innovating and they are creating every single day, it seems like.
Yeah,
So.
I hope to have our friend Marshall on tomorrow. He actually disagreed with me. Let's see what he had to say right here. He said, "I disagree. First, it's important to understand the difference between event contracts and sports betting. Sports betting has the house setting and the odds hoping to get the win. They could potentially lose a lot of money. And with the event contracts, it's peer-to-peer trading with the house, taking a little piece. So said another way, it's essentially 100% margin." I like the way he's looking at it, and I'm not afraid of the money. My response to this was just, all money's not good money, and that, there's obviously better ways to hedge our portfolios and to build wealth management tools instead of like
But also,
gambling
he
stuff.
has a different amount of risk, I would say.
Uh,
He's.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he does.
So,
Everyone has different amount of risk,
absolutely.
and when I'm looking at Robinhood, I feel like they really built a brand towards wealth management last year, and so I don't want to see them mess it up. I already had to fight with a bunch of people like, "Yo, this is the truth. This app is amazing."
Yeah, this event was not, they just recently sent out a survey. And I said, boomer onboarding is really important. If you want this wealth transfer to happen as much as you say it does, we need to get both parties involved. And this is not the way that we are going to onboard some boomers, but I guess their target demographic is the 30-year-old crowd, the
Do you think they're
younger
not?
investor, I would say.
Do you think they're not affiliated with the NFL because they do all the NBA patches and stuff? They do all the NBA marketing.
Possibly. That's a good question. I have
Might
no
be.
idea, but that is
Well, since
interesting
we got the
take.
Super Bowl, I imagine the contracts are going to do well. And I imagine.
Let us know who you're voting for, who you're voting for, who you're betting on.
And maybe we can get the basketball championship too. Might as
Absolutely.
well.
That giveaway is still open. So if you're interested,
That's right.
I will drop the link in the comments, and you guys can go ahead, just comment and like, and you'll be entered into that giveaway.
Yeah, I'll put that. We'll have that link in there. It's sweepstakes for Miami, $500 e-gift card ending on February 7th. So
Oh, well, that's this weekend.
yeah, so you guys got a couple more days to lock in. I drop all 500 on Robinhood jerseys. That's what I'm gonna call them, not Heat jerseys. Robinhood jerseys. Give me all of them, all the different colorways, please. But yeah, the design is amazing on this, so I'm not 100% on board with this. We can go past
So
this.
it did
But
say that they're live right now. When I tried to play around with it, it prompted me to update the app. As soon as I updated the app, nowhere to be seen on the actual app. So maybe
Maybe they read my post and were like, you know what, let's hold off. Eddie don't like
the
this.
user interface possibly isn't ready, or maybe they are just testing it on select accounts, possibly accounts that have the gold card access. If you have access, let me know in the comments. I'm interested in seeing.
Well, let's move on to just some small market news. Vanguard slashed their fees, which I think, to me,
great.
when I see this stuff, these legacy brokerages do anything that like resembles like something new now, I just attribute it to Robinhood. Robinhood put the fire under people's asses and just we went forward. So
I completely agree with that. CBOE just announced that they will be doing 24/5 markets as well, and I said, "Oh, shout out to you, Robinhood, forcing these brokerages to innovate just like you."
that's how we do it. So overall, we do like event contracts. We're not big fans of the sports. You did mention earlier that they're doing a sovereign fund for the U.S., right?
Absolutely. Trump is hoping to get this going soon, and I think it's a great idea. We already have states like, I believe Arizona has one.
Why do they have one? I understand why Alaska has one.
I do understand why Alaska
it's like,
has one.
Who wants to live up there? It's so cold. Like, it's just, what is there to do? It's so damn cold. So, like, pay me some money to live out here. But why does Arizona have one?
That's a great question. Maybe it's because it's so hot.
No, that's like the desert Silicon Valley over there. They're actually... We need to. If you collect a check for living in Arizona, let me know. I need to know what areas that is. I do think other countries already have this, though. You know, this isn't like a new thing. So I think we're behind once again in this. We would have had a crazy huge fund already if we did this 40 years ago, even. So. Yeah, hopefully this is awesome. I mean, even at the smallest levels, like states should have this, cities should have this, and even you know, the colleges and the different institutions and stuff. I know some do carry like endowments, but like I think everybody should have an investment leg, a part of their business and their system. So that just makes sense to me. Doesn't that make sense to you?
It does make sense. I think that if these businesses are growing and they're operating within the U.S., that the U.S. should have a little stake in them, right? It makes sense for...
Take that too. I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah, let me get a little bit of equity of that.
Yeah, it makes sense for the government to have a desire for businesses to do well and vice versa. And I think that's a positive for the country and for privatization of business. But also, most importantly, I think that's great for government spending. I think that's great. We're creating and compounding our own interests, our own growth. I think that this should have been done a while ago.
Well, I think that's it for us. Thank you again. I think this is our third show. Make sure you guys subscribe, comment, like.
Let us know what you'd like to see, what you'd like to hear us talk about. If you'd like to join us on stream.
Yeah, follow me on X at EdMonies.
And Britty's Bliss on X as well.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Good night.